It most certainly does. That was absolutely incredible. Time and again, this team go to the well and they come back with the goods. James McLean's goal joining that famous, illustrious list of famous goals. It feels like we've actually qualified, but we have qualified for the playoffs, not the finals itself. That's for another day, but an incredible display, incredible heart and grit, and those scenes, we'll see them time and time again from Cardiff. To 3,500 Irish fans who were there tonight, well, they'll claim there was 33,500, that the place was all Irish, but they are scenes to really, really cherish. Remarkable scenes, and you know, the tension at the end, absolutely incredible, Eamon.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic night and high emotion, I think, here as well. You can see with the fans, but it really was, there were some heroes tonight. James McLean, of course, brilliant goal with his wrong foot. Harry Arter, dummy, beautiful dummy. Others that have to be mentioned. Shane Duffy, as Jim rightly said, was man of the match. He led the defence, he led the team. And I think the goalkeeper, Darren Randolph, was superb as well. Composed, made a couple of great saves. Myler was excellent. But just a great night. And how often have our players, you know, performed heroically when all the odds were against them, and I just feel it's a wonderful night for soccer, and it's a form of vindication for Martin O'Neill in particular, who would have been getting some welly in this studio from me.
He got a bit beforehand, in fairness.
About the Wes Houlihan thing. But there's one thing that's more admirable than any other quality, and it's courage, and we have it.
Liam? The manager got it right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I said he'd be absolutely right if he pulls it off, and he was. His tactics worked a treat. It was rough stuff. We got stuck in, we roughed them up. You could tell at half-time they'd run out of ideas. We weren't really in trouble at any time towards the end of that first half. And as Eamon described some of the performances, they were absolutely heroic. I think Jim said it. Great defending. When they did breach our defence, the goalkeeper was brilliant. One real bit of quality in the game. We didn't see a lot from the Irish team, but the one real bit of football quality, Hendrick, cross, dummy from Arter, and great finish from James McLean. And we deserved it, no doubt about it. And Martin O'Neill absolutely right.
Playoffs, here we come. Richie, how do you feel?
Yeah, as we said before, they to kind of marry up the intensity and the physicality and all those aspects which we knew they would come to this game in spades with, but they had the moments of composure and real quality. Martin O'Neill said in the build-up that we'd need to be clinical in front of goal when the chances came. We only had one chance in that second half, and it was superbly taken by James McLean. Then the team had to collectively defend, and they did so brilliantly. You can say what you like about the tactics and how good it is to watch or how entertaining it is. You can't question the commitment to these players.
Let's show you the table. As you can see, Serbia qualify automatically. A 1-0 win over Georgia, and that result at the top, which confirms the Republic of Ireland's place in next week's World Cup playoff draw. The win in Wales, a very famous victory, a famous night and a famous goal. Austria, just for the record, beating and winning in Moldova by 1-0. But we will never forget what we've seen at the Cardiff City Stadium as the Republic of Ireland beat Wales by 1-0. And Richie, let's look at this. We're going to be very familiar with this goal.
Let's keep looking at it.
Yeah, let's look at it backwards, sideways, upside down. But here's our first run of McLean's goal.
Yeah, it was a passage of play of real quality from all three players involved. Hendrick here does really well, just closes down Williams. He gets caught in possession. Davies would probably be disappointed with himself there. The linesman is in a perfect position to make sure it stays in. Brilliant awareness there from Harry Arter. Just superb to know that there's players coming right behind him. Here again, Williams, he's not going to be happy with that, but the assistant referee, that's clearly not gone. You can see his position. He couldn't be in a better place to confirm that the ball is still on the pitch. And it's really good play by Hendrick as well, to get out of the tackle, to stay in his feet, to keep his balance, and to deliver a really good ball after settling himself here on the byline. But again, those two moments, Arter's dummy, McLean's finish, it's superb. But this is in the first half. I don't think we saw that from Hendrick. We saw Wales play the ball across the back 18-yard box, halfway line, 10 yards in the Irish half and we weren't closing them down with much effectiveness. Hendrick did so there, and the finish from him was superb.
I think, Liam, didn't Hendrick say in his interview that they noticed they weren't pressing them in the first half, and they thought they could put pressure on.
They tried to play out a lot from the back, did Wales, in the first half. And Hendrick showed, a little bit of nous there. I don't think Williams expected that, because it wasn't happening in the first half, and he really went 100% to get that ball. Hennessy puts Williams in trouble. His fullback's out of position, and Hendrick robs him and does really well, shows strength and determination, and then just clips a little ball back. And Arthur, well, I don't know whether he could have known James McClean was there, but he wasn't going to score. He knew that, so he decided, well, I'm going to dummy this ball. I'm going to let it run in between my legs, and we'll see what happens. I might be doing him a disservice there by saying that he couldn't have seen McClean, but he took a chance, and McClean did brilliantly. How many goals is that now he's scored?
Well, that's 4, and actually 4 in this group, if I'm correct, and 3 of them,
such important
3
goals,
of them have been winning
and
goals.
I know Duffy got the man of the match, but McClean must have been up there with his effort and to score a goal like this. If so far in the tournament, McClean's got to be Irish man in the tournament, without doubt, and he's just 100%. And the thing about him tonight, he kept his discipline. He got stuck in and he went in hard, but he didn't do anything stupid. The only rash thing that we saw was Myler getting booked. I think that could have been avoided. He shouldn't have gone for that ball.
And he misses the first leg of the
that was the only piece of indiscipline I thought the Irish team showed in the tackle, and there were plenty of tackles.
Okay. All right, well, that was a slightly curtailed interview with Martin O'Neill and with James McClean. And Liam, he speaks about, Martin O'Neill spoke about courage, just the courage of that group. And we've seen it, the mentality with them. You go back to Lille, when their backs are to the wall, when the odds are kind of stacked against them, like all the things that went against them. Even Shane Long this morning been ruled out with a hip injury, players who were unavailable, players who haven't
had Coleman for a good bit of the tournament.
Just talk about the mentality of this group.
Well, nobody wants to play against this team, Dara. They're so committed and so determined. Nobody would want to play against us. I had my doubts at the start of the game, because I felt there was an opportunity for Houlihan to play. But Martin O'Neill decided, no, we're going to be solid in midfield, we're going to be solid at the back, and we're going to wait for an opportunity. And that's just how the game developed. We hardly had a chance apart from that one. But, the manager, when he gets results, and I think it's 5 defeats in 26 competitive games. So, you have to give him credit. It's not pretty to watch. You could say, well, with the players we've got, it's not going to be pretty to watch. We haven't got outstanding players. But we have outstanding players when it comes to courage and determination. There's no doubt about that. Probably more courage and determination than any team in Europe.
And it goes a long way. Pick up that point, Eamon, that it is not pretty, but it's very effective. Away from home in this competition, in this qualifying group, we're unbeaten. 3 victories, 2 draws.
Yeah, I think we have a group, and always the Irish soccer teams have shown great character. Going back to Jack's time, Mick McCarthy's time, and when Liam was playing, for John Giles when he was there. The character of the Irish team has always been beyond question, and the commitment, and I think courage is the word. You do need courage, and McClean epitomises it. He wasn't in the team when we went to the Euros. He wasn't a starter. And that's only, 2 years ago, maybe 18 months ago. But he's I think Tony Pulis at West Brom has encouraged him to be more disciplined than he used to be. But his qualities are immense. His heart and his courage. Now, for example, as someone who's a great advocate and is a great advocate for Wes Houlihan and what he brings to the team, the person I would have left out tonight, if I'd have been the manager, was Jeff Hendrick, to make way for Wes. Now, Wes would have brought different qualities, but if you look at Hendrick for that goal, what he had to do to chase down Williams, to win the ball off Williams, who's an experienced international defender and a Premier League player, captain of Everton, to then have the presence of mind to push it down the line, keep it in play, look up, see Harry Arthur and play it in. Arthur has that presence of mind to sell a dummy. McLean puts it in the net. You know, that's sport at its greatest. And when you're an analyst, you have a view.
Yeah.
It's a view that should be honest. And when, you know, that would have been my choice. Would I have been right? Maybe we would have won the game another way. But Martin O'Neill, and Liam's read the stats out, I don't like him, actually. I don't like his style of football. It's not personal. But he delivered tonight. He delivered in the European Championships. And I can live with it. Because I think everyone in Ireland is happy tonight.
Richie, you? Can you live with it? Because you know,
I'm
you've got.
happy.
Oh, here, there's another question.
Absolutely.
I live in it. We're in the playoffs.
Just go back. You know, when we were talking
them.
before the match, we were,
Yeah.
you know, dismay and disappointment were the words used about the team selection. And you know, when we spoke at halftime of the game, and you spoke about, I have a feeling that in my bones there's a shock coming.
Good
and
shock.
you could say a good shock coming. Like we'll take those kind of shocks all day. But give me your view. Like it isn't pretty, but we're in the playoffs for the World Cup, and who knows what's beyond that.
It's very, very effective, and the points we were making beforehand in relation to the team selection, we honed in on Wes's omission from it, because we felt that if you can keep the ball, you're going to improve your chances. If you create more chances, you're going to improve your overall chances. Wes does both of those things. Now, the way the game went tonight, we barely kept the ball at all, particularly in the first half, and once the goal went in the second half, all we had to do was defend. Keeping the ball didn't really become a priority, and we did that superbly well. They were the reasons we said beforehand. I still think they are valid arguments to make, but the way the game played out, we only needed one chance in the second half because it was so well taken. It's not pretty to watch. That first half in particular was gruesome at times. We couldn't keep the ball at all, and Wales looked at a different level in terms of their comfort on the ball, and they're not individually that much better than this Irish team at all. Collectively they keep the ball, but collectively this Irish team, courage is the word that's been used so many times. Like if you go back to the previous campaign, I certainly did, and I don't know if you did, I kind of wrote them off halfway through after the draw against Scotland in Dublin, and they recovered and qualified. So they don't ever give up. They don't ever kind of throw in the towel, no matter how much stick or no matter how much people write them off.
Sure.
After
the manager has said that.
the game against Moldova, you know, I gave them a big chance of going to, because I said that Wales are not that great, and it showed tonight they're not that great. Ramsey was awful tonight, really poor tonight, making bad decisions, shooting from ridiculous range, and that's because the Irish team frustrated them, and they got stuck into them, and they denied them any space, they denied them any time up and around our goal. So Bale missing was a huge plus for us, But don't take anything, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Irish team.
Yeah.
They give you absolutely everything, and it shows that one goal with this Irish team can often be enough for them to win the match.
Yeah, if you've enough people of character on the pitch, and leaving McLean aside, leave Hendrick aside, then you go Shane Duffy. You know, he was
Who really has emerged
He has emerged, and he's been man of the match now.
But we've recognised that. We've recognised that. We've singled him out. He's got better and better.
He has
over the tournament.
And he's
got
taken
better
responsibility.
And Clark, to be fair, you have to give him. He was there again tonight alongside Duffy. But Duffy really has emerged over this tournament, and we've highlighted it before, Darren.
Yeah, and I think Ward, again, an unsung player. Again, I would have played Robbie Brady at left back and left Ward out. But not that Ward's done anything wrong, but he played really well tonight. And all around the field, you've got these stories. Myler has done really well in the last two games. You know, he's not blessed with pace, but he's got composure, and he's got energy and determination. So it's really, you know, football is a Cinderella sport, soccer, in this country. When you think of our great rugby players, our great Gaelic footballers and hurlers, soccer is a Cinderella sport. We're not up there with the winning World Cups, but we do have this great quality of courage and togetherness. There's a spirit about them. I saw Shane Long coming off the other night, and a young kid from Cork who could be his successor is coming on. Yeah. And he gives him a big hug, you know, really genuinely wishing him all the best. After having a nightmare himself where he missed 3 good chances. That's character and generosity within that team. And what Liam said is right. No one in this playoff hat will want to draw us because we have things that go beyond the technical, that are actually fundamental to any united effort in any venture, whether it's in any workplace. Generosity, hard work, integrity. There's an integrity about that, and we salute it.
And you know, I said I was dismayed at the team selection because Wesley wasn't played, but O'Neill has done this at club level as well against the odds. He's obviously a very great motivator of people, and what he says. What I was impressed with was the discipline of the team tonight, that they didn't get nervous, they didn't get frightened of the situation they were in. They all stuck together, and you know, anytime the ball went into the box, into our box, I was confident that we were going to clear it. We had cool heads on us tonight.
Randolph again, Liam.
Yeah, you know,
look at him.
Well, that's what you need your goalkeeper to do when he's called upon. And let's face it, they were shots from outside the box in Ramsey's case, but he saved from a header by Robson Canoe. That was a brilliant save as well, Dara. So I know we're going to show a bit of him.
Yeah, we are. We've lots to look at, a lot more to talk about and celebrate. We'll have. Yeah, let's hope there's more to come in an Irish shirt from Shane Duffy. But, Eamon, let's have a look at him in action because, you know, warrior, courage, guts, the whole lot. Yeah, he is as brave as they come.
Another Derry man.
Yes.
Where would we be without Londonderry? This is in the first minute of the game. He has grown immensely since coming into the team in the Euros. And he gave that... And he leads the line now, and he's doing things that John O'Shea would do. See him with his hand up there, he's talking to people around him, but he's very commanding in the air, and he'll grow an awful lot. There he is again, getting to the ball first in his own box, which is so important. There again, having people willing to throw themselves at the ball and get the head on it first, and at the same time to have the presence of mind to marshal the defence around him, which is something I didn't see in his game when he first came into the team, but that's not surprising. So it's great to have a character like that coming into the team. That is a player he is a player for the future. One that you can actually say has come through the crucible of this game tonight in particular. I think they'll grow a lot, even more as a group, after this experience. Yeah,
like he also mentioned, Richie, in his interview, talking about the belief. We were in that dressing room, we believed we could beat these guys, even when the odds were against them.
Yeah, and can you imagine the mood in that dressing room now going into this playoff draw? You look back at the recent experience these players have as a group, getting the big wins against big nations, Germany, Italy, the playoff against Bosnia, the away game against Austria tonight. There aren't any teams that, Liam said, teams don't want to play us, and that's true, I'd imagine. There's no teams that we will not want to play against.
All right, James McClean, gentlemen. Richie, this is for you to enjoy, and his performances again. Listen, like his fellow Derry man, never leaves anything out on the field. He's incredible.
He really is, and his performance or his growth as a player is important to this squad, and this campaign has been huge. I mean, you think back to, I think it was the Wales home game. I remember how personally deeply impacted he was by the death of Ryan McBride, and I think Martin McGuinness in the same day. I remember how emotional he was on that home night at that game against Wales and the performance he put in on that night. Tonight was no different. Like, he's, you know, we always have this question, like, in a game like this, if the tackles are flying, if it's frantic, if it's at a high tempo, will he have the composure? Will he just play just to the right side of what's allowed? And he did tonight. He was superb. He took his goal brilliantly. It's going to be a goal we're going to watch again and again and again. There are moments like this in his game that I don't think are going to be eradicated completely. But brilliant from Jeff Hendrick, great awareness from Arthur, and a finish like that with his right foot. Yeah. You can see what it means to him. It's a great night for him.
He's a mighty man.
Yeah. Oh, he certainly is, absolutely. Yeah. He certainly is.
You always want him on your side.
Absolutely. There's much more to come from James McClean as well. And Liam, another very hugely important player, obviously, but made a crucial save on Friday against Moldova. Really good save, a very athletic save, and some really important moments for Randolph tonight.
Yeah, well, this lad is has really made the goalkeeper shirt his own, over the last couple of seasons. I think he's composed. I think he is measured in what he does, and when he's called upon to make saves, he's agile. That's a brilliant save, and we talked about the save against Moldova. That was an unbelievable save, and he's alert, he's lively, and he obviously has a great understanding with his defence. I think this defence now, I think they fancy themselves not to concede against anyone there. Yeah. With the boys he has in front of him and him, we're going to be hard to beat.
He really has had a fantastic night in Cardiff. Yeah, and the draw takes place next week for the playoffs. Good to hear from David Myler. I just want to show you, we were experts until last night, the Slovenia-Scotland thing, or trying to be experts about this playoff table and this second place table. The teams in yellow are definitely confirmed for the playoffs for the World Cup. You can see Slovakia, they are the 9th best second place team, but it's unbelievable to see the Republic of Ireland there and Northern Ireland as well, and like the likes of, well, I don't know, Eamon, who do you fancy? Portugal, Italy, Denmark, Croatia?
Denmark, I wouldn't want Croatia for sure. Denmark would do. Liam thinks Italy wouldn't fancy it, and Sweden, are they? No.
Well, the teams in white, it's not confirmed yet, but there's still more matches to take place tomorrow.
Croatia,
they play tomorrow.
Wouldn't want Portugal, I wouldn't want Ronaldo. We see him in the final.
I would actually like to see James McLean putting it up to Ronaldo.
I'd pay to see that for sure.
I'd like to see a 50-50. I know how my money would be on.
Absolutely, yeah, the man from Derry, big time. Richie, just sum up this evening. It started in a funny way, but it's ended in the most fantastic way.
It's been a terrific performance, particularly in the second half. We've criticised Martin O'Neill. We've explained the reasons why, but he's absolutely delivered tonight, his players in particular. Great night.
I've got my obituary for Martin here. It's going in the bin.
Well, OK. We'll help you put it in. Great night. Great night. OK, we are out of time for this evening. My thanks to our studio panel, to Richie, to Liam and to Eamon for joining me here this evening.